The 7 News ReachTel survey is the latest in a string of polls to show Labor and the LNP tied for support on 50-50. The poll, taken hours after the election was called, shows a slight gain for both major parties' primary votes. It also shows a drop in the performance rating of both the opposition leader and the Premier. 2 days into the campaign, neither of the leaders have announced any new policies. Anastasia Palaszczuk's highlighted worsening unemployment numbers, while the Premier's trumpeted his government's track record in law and order.
We can tell you where we'll create the jobs. We can give you specific examples. We've got an $8.6 billion infrastructure plan through our Strong Choices leasing program. So if we're re-elected and we lease certain state-owned assets, we'll use the proceeds to build infrastructure, creating thousands of jobs as well.
We know that cost of living is a big issue out there for families. But what families are talking to me about, and I know they're talking to Scott about because all the candidates are relaying to me what's out there, is the high cost of electricity prices. And if Campbell Newman gets his way and sells the port, sells our assets, electricity prices are going to go through the roof.
I don't think the voters are going to be very happy with Campbell Newman for bunging on an election just a couple of days after the Australia Day long weekend. That's one big issue he's got, and goodness knows why he's chosen to do that. Their record isn't great. I think he's viewed as arrogant. And as we saw in Victoria, and this will have an impact in Queensland, the federal coalition government is on the nose, and that had a big impact in the Victorian election. So the Newman government has got a lot of things stacked against them, and if the minor parties turn on them, well, is that going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back? I don't know. It's a hard call. Will they lose to Labor? That'd be, we saw a massive bloodbath at the last state election with swings of up to 20% in some seats against Labor. Can they come back against that? Boy, that'd be history if they could. I think one thing we haven't touched on is the Premier's own seat. The betting markets have him losing that. I'll go out now publicly and say I think he's probably going to lose that seat. And I don't recall the last time a government has won an election and their leader has lost. This may be the first time.